Tales by Geopol. Chapter 3. The First Turn. My husband's name was Rex. He said it meant king in an old foreign language. He was the captain of Princess Celestia's royal guard, and she was only princess then, not queen like she is now. Her father, the king, was very old and infirm when I was younger, so Celestia, his elder child, handled things as his regent. She was his heir, and when he died she became queen. That's how it works. She was the one who made me royal librarian. The previous one had retired, and they needed a new one. I had been Princess Celestia's student, and they were my years of study in Ponyville, so when the opening came up, she suggested I take the job. As in, I was going to take the job. When the regent suggests you do something, you really ought to do it. But it was tough to leave Ponyville and my friends. I had been in Ponyville for years by then, like I said. Celestia originally sent me there to make friends. I was that much of a bookworm. I had to be told to make friends. And I did. Turned out to be fun, really. More than I expected. When I got there, I really just wanted to do a job Celestia assigned me to do, then get the hell out of there. Glad I stayed. Really. Most people know those stories, so I'm not going to go into them. Personally, I was shocked how well my Ponyville memoirs sold. They even made little plays out of them, about 20 minutes or so each. A whole series. I'd go to the premieres as a guest of honor and laugh, and cringe. Was I really ever that young and stupid, and such a self-righteous know-it-all jerk sometimes? It was embarrassing, but the shows were fun. Anyway, I moved back to Canterlot. I met Rex at Celestia's reception for me when I was appointed. He was leading her guard, of course, and, well, I guess I caught his eye. And I couldn't believe it. Here was this magnificent military stallion in his armor, and he actually started talking to me. Apparently it wasn't a breach of protocol for him to do that because I wasn't a royal. And I'm not, of course. I was just a librarian. First thing he ever said to me was congratulations on my appointment. Now, I wasn't a silly filly by that point. Too many crazy things happened to me over the years in Ponyville for me to still be a giggling giddy-up. But to have this wonderful stallion paying attention to me was unreal. Even after all these years, it still seems unreal. So we started stepping out. He told me on our first date that because of his position, he had to ask Celestia's permission to become involved with a member of the royal staff, which I was. I was the royal librarian, but again, I've never been royal. I was just the librarian for the royal family and Equestria's national archives, but not royalty. But Rex said he wasn't interested in royalty. He was interested in me. And, even we unicorns can blush. Rex said that after he asked Celestia's permission, she smiled and said she thought we two would be wonderful together and that she approved. But then, he said, she got really serious and said, "She's very special to me, Captain. You will always treat her well. If you don't, I'll be upset." And then, he said, she leaned toward him, narrowed her eyes, and said quietly, "You don't want to make me upset, Captain." He said she leaned back then, nodded, and said, "You may go." Now, I know what she meant. I was kind of perversely flattered by it. But I don't think Rex needed a threat. Over time, I learned he had a big heart and a sincere one. We began to know each other more, and we found each other fascinating. And friends. I was glad I learned to make friends. All my Ponyville friends and Celestia attended our wedding in Canterlot. Rarity, the unicorn designer from Ponyville, made my bridal tack. Yes, that Rarity. I'll tell you about her later. So Rex and I settled in and planned a family. I was looking forward to it. I just wish it had lasted longer than it did.